Hey folks, we're back at Union Grove, and as you can see, I'm not in the attic. I'm actually outside, but this is the floor. Oh, whew, the crawl space right under where the other PTZ is going to be. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's cables right there that are already ran. So, um, I'm not excited because I'm in shorts. So this is gonna tear up my knees, but we do have a path. So, like I said, I'm not excited about this. I'm glad I'm not claustrophobic. But most likely, what I'm going to do is, and it looks like that black cable right there is the cable that they said is under the floor. I need to run a couple of Cat 6 cables for the control and the network, as well as I have a 150-foot fiber optic cable for the Unify switch that we're going to put in the back. So I have a path. So yay. And again, it looks like it's more complicated than it really is. I do have a 24-foot push rod, so I could tape everything and just push it there. And there's another door on the other side, but I'm just waiting for somebody to get here so I can get inside. But I think I want to try and do that. And it sounds like somebody's actually here. So let's get over there and let's see what we can do. And the main goal is we want to run some cables here and run internet and put all the cables up under the floor that we can. And then we don't have to crawl up under here no more. All right, so I don't know if y'all can see this. And of course my light goes out. But anyway, there's a hole. Oh! So there's a hole that's right there that goes all the way up through the floor, and the carpet is covering it. So I think that path is kind of simple. There are some other cables that are there, and they had a VGA cable that was pushed up in that hole. So depending on where that cable goes, I may be able to tie off all the cables that I need to that VGA cable and just get on the other side of the media booth and just pull that one. But like I said, I'm not excited about it, but there's more than enough space for me to climb in there if I needed to. Because if that's the case, I would pull. I got 2 boxes of cable to make it easy for me to identify which line is which. I got some more cables that are actually going to be here today, later this evening. But we would pull one cable for the network. Another cable is needed for, one Cat 6 cable. Even though I already have their remote, if I had known the remotes that I just tested last night, which that video is going to be live here at 9:30, with the IP controller, if I had known that, I could have just installed one cable for network and a video cable, and that's it. But currently right now we are going to, and it all depends. I haven't installed the camera, so maybe, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe I should do that. Because what I could do is just run one cable. Nah, I already got it. I'm going to run 2 cables. One for the send from the other PTZ. That's in the back. That's going to go in the front. Then another one is going to give network to that one. Then we have an SDI cable going there. And the hole looks like it's a 2-inch or maybe 1.5 inch diameter hole, so it's more than enough to pull all the cables there. So that would just be for the camera, and then ultimately I only need to run one other fiber optic cable all the way to the back. So I could technically tie off all those cables just to that VGA cable, tape it down, and then theoretically be able to pull all those in one fell swoop. If they go all the way to the media booth, then hey, I don't have to crawl up under anywhere. And looking in the opposite direction, that looks like that drops off into the opening up under the building. So I may have to crawl maybe 6 feet to get to the other end of the cable that's there. So doing that, that would be the only cable runs that would really need to be done. And depending on how everything is in the attic on that back TV, I might just run one continuous cable for the right TV that's giving me a problem. I might just run a brand new cable because it's a straight drop. So I would take new cable, tape off to that one, pull that one down, and we have a fresh line there. And then after that, all the other cables are relegated to the TVs down in this section. So they said they're on the way here because I'm early, which means that I'm on time. All right, so now we just got a feel for where that hole is, because I see where the power line here is. So it's in here somewhere. So the good thing is it's wide open. So we just gotta, and this is some stiff carpet, so I might actually have to come up under. Might have to do it that way and see. All right, folks, so I am happy. Yep, you're welcome. All righty. So I'm actually happy now. Those cables that were under the floor, they are right here, and they're all spare, so they're not even being used. So these are full lines that run all the way to the back, so I don't need to climb up under there at all. So what the plan is 3 Cat 6 cables. So I could keep one in place, use they're already different colors, so I can use the black and blue to be network, the other one be the control for the PTZ, and just cut it, pull it back, and have enough to come up to the PTZ, and then use the other one as a pull string for my RG6 cable to up there. But what I think I'm gonna do, even though I have the fiber optic cable, I'm gonna tie off the fiber optic cable to this one cable, because I could have used this other one just for the internet because it's already running all the way back there. But what I'm gonna do is run this fiber optic cable and the SDI cable, pull it to back this area, and I don't have to crawl. Yay, yay, thank you, Lord. So let me get my cable wherever that is. So here's the fiber optic cable, 150 feet, only 50 some dollars. So very, very cheap. But I'm gonna tape this off, find the fiber optic cable, pull this, get it all the way there, cut these cables, run it up, get a conduit when I come back, when the other camera comes here to replace. And yeah. Oh, and I'm also, now that I have enough time, this cable here, I'm gonna make a new cable, a continuous run from here all the way down to the distribution box, because that's the only thing I can think is the issue. So let's get to going. All right, now one thing to keep in mind when you're pulling cable, especially with fiber optic, I do not terminate these. So this is a very, very delicate piece that we want to keep safe. So what I'm gonna do, and I learned this from somebody else, is just to wrap this in a piece of plastic to keep this piece safe, and then double wrap it, and then tape that so this end does not get damaged while pulling cable. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so something like this, tape this off, back further down the cable, really easy, unlock space, and then none of this will get damaged while we're pulling this. So tape this off with the RG6 here, find my cable, and we're just gonna pull. Yay! All right, there we go. So let's go ahead and find the right cable. I'm gonna tie these other cables down so when I pull on it, I should get some tension, so I'll know that I'm pulling on the wrong cable. And there we go. Now, it would be better if I actually had some multiple people here so this cable doesn't get tangled up, so I'm not running back and forth, but it's not like this is a very long distance I gotta go. So let me secure these cables some way. I'll maybe tie them off to this ladder and then go from there. All right, so there's the hole with plenty of space down here. Now, I pulled on a cable back here. Let me see which one it was. Yeah, don't think I got the right one at all, but oh well. Now I did notice there is a pull string back here, so maybe it's under here somewhere that I did not see. I think I see it right there. All right, folks, so we have struck gold. I have unfortunately did have to climb up under there. It looks like the cables were wrapped around a ventilation unit, so it got hung. So I had to go down there twice, once to pull the cable through the hole, because the hole going through the floor was maybe half an inch. So it was kind of tight, so I had to get right up under it and pull it down not to damage the cable. But we got it here. Had to go back one more time because it got hung up, but there we go. And I pulled enough slack, so it looks like it's hung on something else somewhere. So I might have to go one more place, but the SDI cable RG6 I can take off of here, because this is as far as that's going to go, and then I just have to keep pulling this cable to go to the back of the church and then go to where the network rack is going to be. All right, folks, I'm a little heartbroken. I got my cable pulled, but it looks like the fiber optic cable got hung up on one of the vents or something like that, and the cable split, which stinks. It's intact, the whole sheathing is gone, everything inside the insulation is messed up. So what I'm going to do is use the cable that I pulled, use the fiber optic cable to pull it back and go in that direction, because I don't really want to climb back up under there, but ultimately use this cable instead to go right back where I just came from. That stinks. I mean, I always could order another cable, but I want all the wiring that has to go up under here to be done. So since there's a cable already here, get some tape, tape this off, and this cable is going right back where you came from. Now the sad thing about it is there was a pull string down there, but it was up under the floor, so I would have had to climb back over there, push the cable up, go back up, tie it down, get back up under there, pull it back down, and then do the same thing all over again. So oh well, lesson learned. All right, folks, so yes, we're out of the shirt because it's covered in dirt and sand, but plus I'm hot. But we got our cables, so now we are on to item number 2. Is I pulled the coverings of this conduit off to expose this extra cable that leads down here. Now what's going to happen is we're going to pull 2 Cat 6s through that red cable. Hopefully we can fish it down to here, and then the blue cable is going to be the send to the, it's going to be the out from this camera, and then the black is going to be, now I'm thinking about it, I actually need to, I wish I had my other box. I need 3 cables here, because I need 2 cables for the control in and out. Then I need another one for network. So I need to pull these cables and maybe pull enough slack to have another cable so I can pull 3 at the same time. Yeah, so that's what we need to do. It's never easy, folks. So it looks like they got this cable looped some type of way, so gotta go in the attic. Yeah. So again, let me take this moment to highly encourage, if there's anybody watching any of my videos and y'all are getting ready to do an expansion, getting ready to build a church, do anything, please think ahead. It is, yes, I do this for my company, but it is a pain sometimes to have to retrofit a lot of stuff that is so much easier to do with bare walls and everything like that. And that's why we always say we run more cables than that are needed to avoid stuff like this. So please, if you're doing anything like this, run more cables than you need. The stuff that, and I don't want to say this is an age thing, but get more people involved in the decision-making process if y'all are doing some type of project, because some people's thoughts will allow y'all to think of other things that you collectively cannot think. If you have a lot of people that are not really tech savvy, not aware of the things that are around, you can save yourself so much time if you include people that do this stuff. This is why when I sit down with churches and I do an on-site, I ask them what their vision is, but then I give them other things that they might not be thinking about, because it's like, yeah, it might cost more right now to install it, but it's going to cost 4 to 8 times more to try and retrofit this after the fact. So just be aware of that, folks.